Hello, I'm Janna, and welcome back to the Crafty Corner. Today, over at the Funky Junky Inspiration Avenue, we are creating to the theme of Easter joy. So, of course, that means I'm going to be bringing in the newest Tim Holtz stamp, Mr. Rabbit, and we're going to have fun creating a journal spread with him today, including some alcohol inks and gesso for the background. All right, let's head over to the Crafty Corner. To start today, we're going to be working in an art journal to create an Easter spread. Haven't done a good art journal spread in a while, so today seemed like a great day to put some Easter joy in here. We're going to be using a technique featuring gesso and alcohol inks. So I've got a couple of blank pages here, and we're going to first go over these with some gesso. I've got Liquitex Basic Acrylic Gesso in matte white, and we'll use that to start off our spread. Okay, well, that's probably a bit more than I needed. All right, so I have a Distress Collage brush that we're going to use to spread out the gesso. So this is one of the wider brushes, and that should make for a nice, smooth backdrop that we can work on. Now, alcohol inks typically play very well on slick, smooth substrates. Now, paper, as we know, is porous and does not make a very good substrate for alcohol inks unless you're doing some stamping with alcohol ink lift. But we're not doing any lifting today. We want to do some flowy alcohol ink art. What we're doing is adding some gesso. The gesso is going to become a slicker surface once it's dry that the alcohol inks will be able to travel over to give us the beautiful flowy look that we love about alcohol inks. So that is how we get to transform a porous surface into a slick surface and use alcohol inks more as a mixed media medium. I'm very excited to try this. I believe I first saw this technique used by Tim Holtz back in 2020 during the Q&A demo series. It's one I kind of just remembered recently and thought that would be a great technique to try out in an art journal. Okay, let's just spread around that last bit of gesso. Got a little chunky bit there that I'll need to get rid of, but right now I'm just looking for good coverage. There. It's a bit thick, but I think thick is going to work in our favor today. All right. Just finishing this off. I do love this brush. It's really flowy and it's giving me some nice texture with the gesso. That's going to work nicely. Okay. So we'll set this off to the side and we'll come back to it. But in the meantime, let's do some stamping with Mr. Rabbit. So today for stamping, I've decided to use some specialty stamping paper. Mr. Rabbit, as you can see, has some fantastic detail on him, and I want to capture every bit of that gorgeous detail. So the Mr. Rabbit set is CMS 478, and this is the most recent Tim Holtz stamp release. And we absolutely love Mr. Rabbit. Lots of personality, a very dapper gentleman. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll stick that right onto our stamping block. And I've got my Distress Archival Black Soot, and we'll go ahead and ink up this stamp. Okay, that should be pretty good. Yeah, we've got ink on here. Let's go ahead and stamp this down. Okay, not worrying about centering because we're going to be cutting Mr. Rabbit out. All right, good firm pressure. We'll make sure that lovely detail transfers beautifully. And there we go. Perfect. So to color in Mr. Rabbit today, we're going to be using Distress watercolor pencils and one of the Tim Holtz Fine Detailer water brushes by Ranger. For colors today, we're going to be using Kitsch Flamingo, Chip Sapphire, Villainous Potion, Mermaid Lagoon, Pumice Stone, Iced Spruce, and a Vintage Photo. So we are just going to color directly onto our image and then use the water brush to do some shading. So we're just going to take the Chip Sapphire and we're going to color directly onto the paper, and this seemed like a great color for the bunny's jacket. Okay. Oh, I'm going to pause for a moment because my ink is actually smudging just a little bit. I'm going to give this a quick blast with the heat tool because it might still be just a little bit damp, and I don't want to spread that anymore by accident with the Distress watercolor pencils. Okay, so let's add that color. There we go. So just a bit of quick coloring. I don't need to be too careful because I'll be able to spread that all out with the water brush, but we just want to get some color down so that we can move it around. And again, what I'm using for the jacket is Chipped Sapphire. Okay. Let's go ahead. We'll blend that out. This is my favorite part, and it's really satisfying moving that color around. There we go. So we're going to be working through the entire image, adding different colors to bring Mr. Rabbit to life. And I'll probably dry and blend in between just to get some different color variations. The plan right now is to do some more shading on his jacket with the Chip Sapphire and maybe some Ice Spruce for some shadow. The bow tie, we're going to be doing Villainous Potion. We'll add a little bit of Kitsch Flamingo to the rabbit's cheeks and nose, along with some pumice stone and iced spruce accents. The vest, I think, will go for a Mermaid Lagoon color, and then I'm going to try to really thin down the Vintage Photo to get a kind of vintagey looking shirt. I might end up switching that to antique linen. Not sure yet, but that would be the plan. So let's go ahead and put this on fast forward as we do some water coloring. Alright, and here is our finished Mr. Rabbit. We're just going to give him a quick trim out of here, and you know what, while I'm at it, I'm also going to stamp out a sentiment over here. We've got Hello Spring, and that would be good. But you know what, I want to do Hello Spring and Happy Easter. I'm going to do both of those. Okay. And what do I want to stamp with? First I want to just make sure that I've got enough space. Yes, I should have enough space for these. Good. Okay. Got that. Yeah, let's go with some traditional black. That will be just fine. Okay, I'm going to put Hello Spring down first. I can put that right here. Good. And we'll do the other one over here. Now, the stamp set that I'm stamping with, this one is not as easily found. I believe this can be found at Joann's Fabrics, and if you go directly to Stampers Anonymous, there should be a listing for the Tim Holtz clear stamps. So these are a lot of fun. They're kind of a mishmash of old stuff. And this one, it's got the bunny hop silhouettes on it. This was never a red rubber stamp. This was actually a die cut. And the die cut inspired this clear stamp set, which I think is pretty cool. I do love those hippity hoppy bunnies. Okay, so I've got my sentiments. Now, I just want to put the stamps back before I lose track of them. I always find clear stamps harder to keep track of than the red rubber ones. Okay, just put that there. Good. I'll set that off to the side. So now let's quickly trim out Mr. Rabbit. I'll just work our way around. Unfortunately, he's going to lose his whiskers, but I can probably draw them back in if I end up gluing this straight into the journal. But I'm kind of thinking, actually, no, I do want to glue this into the journal because if I do foam squares, the pop-up feature is going to be annoying when I go to close the journal. So yes, I think I will just redraw the whiskers in after we've glued Mr. Rabbit into the journal. Okay, so we're just trying to carefully cut around him. There we go. Halfway there. Just trying to get this as smooth as possible. Pretty good. All right. I'll keep going around, and for cutting, I'm using the Tim Holtz Tonics mini snips. This is my absolute favorite for cutting things out. They are so small and easily maneuverable. Okay. And just working our way around that other ear. Good. Almost there. So just keep going around that ear as smooth as possible. Oh, that came out really well. I love specialty stamping paper. It gives a completely different effect, and the stamping is always so crisp, which is exactly why I wanted to go with that today. Okay. There we go. All good. I'll cut the sentiments out later. Right now, what I want to do is bring our journal spread back and start alcohol inking. Okay, our gessoed pages are all nice and dry, so it is time to start exploring with alcohol inks. So I want to go for a very spring-themed background, and we're going to be using the colors Flamingo, Lemonade, Sandal, Agua, and Pistachio. I'm also thinking that I would like to try a little bit of alloy over the top, but let's see how the initial foundation goes down first. So I'm going to be spreading some blending solution on the page so that I've got a good foundation for the alcohol inks to start playing on. All right, now we're just going to take the inks and we're going to do a little bit of a drip drop, and then I will take the ink blower tool and we'll see where we end up. So already I can tell that these are definitely going to be moving on the page, so that's a good thing. All right. Can't wait to see how this is going to work. I haven't done this one in quite a while for a technique. Ooh. I'm really liking these colors together. They're playing very nicely. I think I'll have to go really easy on the pink. But let's see what we get. I kind of want to hold up on the pink for the moment. Let me just see what happens with these before I do a little bit more splattering. Ooh. That is spreading really nicely. I really like how that came out. And just doing the drip drop seems to work very well. Okay, not bad. All right, so let's go in with just a little bit of pink. Just want to do a little touch here and there. I don't want to overwhelm my page. should be perfect. All right. Let's add a little bit of the blending solution, get that to move just a little bit, and see what we get. Probably go back in with a few other colors. It's interesting. It's a little muddy right there. That's weird. Let's see if I can't blot that up. Yep. Okay. Well, I can add back in colors, which is nice. Think about more of the yellow. The yellow is pretty vibrant, but it works. So this is the fun part, just being able to play with a page and see what happens. I love this part of creativity. Okay, thinking I need a little bit more blue. There. Ooh. You know, I'm not going to even mess with this. I'm not going to add the alloy. I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. So no alloy today. That's okay. It was a thought, but I am so happy with the colors right now. It's just, I don't think it would add anything. Okay. A little bit more here. Okay, I'm going to call it right there. I'm super happy with this background. Let's go ahead and dry this off quickly with the Ranger Heat tool. Okay, so we've got our background. Super happy with that. Now let's add a little bit more interest to the background by adding in some more of those background stamps from Mr. Rabbit. Let's see, we're definitely going to be using these. Might use that. Not sure. Let's see how things stamp out. I want to start with this one. And I want to kind of stamp that along here, and then I want to use the plaid as a fill in the blank. I might use the other egg one maybe along the side. Let's see how this looks first. And I'm not looking for perfect stamping, I just want some visual interest in our background. Okay, yep, that is good. Yeah, I think the other one would look great along the side. So we'll do that, and then we'll use the plaid to fill in the blanks. Okay, let's put that right here. Great. Yeah, I like that. And it's a bit streaky because of the brush strokes. That works out really well. All right, now we're just going to take this. I'm not going for perfect stamping. We're just going for the texture. So that's good, like that, and we'll turn that like this. Okay, and let's see, like that, and then perfect. All right, definitely happy with that. Let's put our stamps back. Now we'll bring in our elements and see what we can do for a little bit of collage. And of course, that means we need some collage medium. So first, let's add Mr. Rabbit. It's going to be our main focal point. He can go right here. I think we'll just add that directly to this. Okay. So I decided to just go right in with my fingers. It's going to be easier. I mean, if you don't want to, that's totally fine, and you could always use a brush. I just find going in with my fingers is a lot faster. Okay, right here is good. Just press that down. Let's see, I can use the block to keep everything in place. Excellent, and I'll just try to wipe my hands off. I don't need the glue drying on me, so that's better. Now let's see. So I've got our sentiments, and I ended up altering them with just a dash of Distress Mica Spray Stain Wonderland, just for a little bit more of a pop of color. And I'm also going to be pulling in a wallpaper flower. I just chopped a portion of it off so it will be Nice and easy to tuck right here, just for a little bit more spring. Might want another one of those. Let's see. I wonder what I have in my stash. Ooh. Oh, that would work great. Yeah, I'm going to add another piece. So this is a piece of ephemera, and I have altered this quite a while ago with some embossing crystal. This is frosted crystal. Oh my word, that's from a while ago. But that's neat. It's got some different texture to it. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. I can trim down the flowers after the glue has a chance to set up. But that will look great right over here. And again, I'll just hold that for a moment. Let's get our other piece. I'll just switch hands while I'm holding that. Collage medium is pretty quick for drying time, but again, wherever you are in the world, drying times may vary. Here in Canada, I'm usually averaging 10 to 15 minutes depending on the humidity. And that, of course, varies with the time of year. So, let's go ahead. I'll take this. Ooh, yep, definitely like that. That really matches with the colors of alcohol ink that I used. That is great. Huh. I didn't really plan on matching that up, but it does, and that is a happy coincidence. All right. All right, good. So just wipe my fingers off again so I don't get any gluey buildup. Okay, let's see. I think we'll put this sentiment here, and this one can go right here. That'll work out nicely. All right, adding some more glue. Good. Okay, like that. Let's get our Hello Spring. Great. And let's put that right here. And I need to remember to draw back in Mr. Rabbit's whiskers. That's going to be the next thing I do. Okay, good. Stick that there. All right, so I have a black brush pen, and I'll use that to draw in the whiskers. So, let's see here. Okay, and these were kind of coming out as well, so. Excellent. Got our whiskers back. Now, the last thing that I want to add to this journal spread are these really cute chicks. These are paper cut chicks, and this is from the original paper cut chick die set. During this year's Tim's Easter Live, we colored some Distress Sparkle texture paste with a few drops of squeezed lemonade, and then I die cut these adorable chicks out of that paper. So these guys are going to be a perfect spring element to add to our journal spread. So, got some glue. Let's see, we'll add this little guy over here. They are so cute. I love the paper cut chicks. They're adorable. And this little guy, let's add him to the other side. So these are pretty easy. Die cut out of mixed media paper that was altered with the Ranger Sparkle paste. And then a couple drops of Distress Reinker to get a custom color. Nice, easy way to alter things in your stash. Okay, I need to trim this, and then I think our spread is complete. So let's just work our way around with the scissors. Oh, I forgot those pages are rounded. That's a little bit trickier than normal. That's okay. Great. And we'll recycle that. And here we are, our finished Easter Joy Journal spread. Thank you so much for joining me here today at the Crafty Corner while we had some fun with the new stamp set, Mr. Rabbit, some alcohol inks, and a bit of collage. I hope that you enjoyed today's art journaling video, and until next time, happy crafting!